Hi again, this is Martin Butler here at my home printing business, and yes, we're still using the old Galaxy Heat Press. And I just wanted to show you in this video that you don't actually have to just press t-shirts with your Galaxy Press. Now I run also a mug printing business, which means that I have two different printers, one for the t-shirt printing business, and then I've got my own sublimation ink fitted in a totally different business for the mug printing business. But if you don't do mug printing, but you want to print on other things like phone cases, different types of articles, for example, there's a whole variation of articles that you can sublimation print on. And in this video, we're just going to show you how we can use the Galaxy Heat Press here for different articles as opposed to t-shirts. So let's have a quick look at what I've got here, and we're going to do a little trial run of some different articles on the Galaxy Heat Press. Right, well, we're over at the cutting desk here at the moment, and what I've actually got here is some iPhone 5 cases. Now, this is the sublimation cover, which sticks onto the back of the case, and it's the whole case then that clips onto the phone. But as I say, you can actually buy these kits where you've got this sublimation cover, which we're going to print on, and you can use any picture that you require, and you can sublimate onto this metal surface. So that is that. We've also got a couple of like coasters, table coasters for putting your cups on. So we've got a couple of them which we're going to sublimate to. We've got this picture frame here as well, which is again just a white clear picture frame, and we're going to put a picture onto that as well. And we've also got this hold all here. Now again, there's various different items you can get, but just for this example, we're going to use this sort of backpack hold all, as you can see, in a camouflage cover, and it's got this white plain cover at the front here, which is the sublimation area which we're going to actually print on. They're designed with this. You can cover the whole image, but as I say, because I'm only using A4 transfer paper, we're going to just put an image in the center there. This would be a 12x12, which would be an A3 transfer if you wanted to cover the whole lot, but my printer only prints up to A4, so we're just going to put an image in there just for this purpose of this demonstration anyway. So that's what we're going to do there. So initially what we're going to do, I've printed out some pictures here on my sublimation printer, and I've actually cut them to size. So basically all I did there is I measured the dimensions of the actual image we want to print onto, for example these coasters. This is a 9x9 centimetre coaster, so I just allowed a little bit longer than that, and I went into Photoshop and I pulled off a couple of images and sized them accordingly, just so there's a bit of overhang of the image around the outside just to create a bleed area. So I've done two of them there for the coasters. For the actual iPhone covers, I've actually done exactly the same there. As you can see, if I lay that on top there like that, the image has just got a little bit of bleed over the edge there, and that's how I just designed it. I just measured this, as I said to you, and then accordingly I made the image slightly larger, so there's a little bit of a bleed round. There's many professional ways which you can do this with templates or whatever, but I find it quite just easy enough just to go measure there, which was 6 centimetres, and measure the length as well, which was about 12.5 centimetres there, and create a frame in Photoshop and put your image and size it to that frame. And I found it that simple to do that. Now, I didn't reverse these images. My software for my computer, that automatically reverses the image. Now, I've used many different types of printers over the years for sublimation, and you can get some bulk ink systems for different models of printers. And the printers I've used now, which use a special gel ink, and again, sublimation printer inks will vary depending on the manufacturer or the make that you use. The printer I use is a basic printer. It's not a sublimation printer, although they call it a sublimation printer. It's a standard printer which the colour profiles have been changed to meet the requirements of the different coloured inks that you're putting in, because sublimation inks, when you heat them up, they gas out and they transfer the image onto a plastic or a polyester surface. So that's how you're able to sublimate or transfer an image from one paper, transfer paper via a printer, onto a different substrate. And you can't use normal printer inks for that, it has to be sublimation ink. So first of all, let's just line these up on our images and let's press them as well. Right, so all I'm going to do here is literally just get our images. Now, what you must check as well is that some of these sublimated surfaces have a protective coating on. For example, this picture frame here, you might have tried to print directly onto that, but I don't know if you can see there, if I pull that, it's got a protective cover off it. So you have to just make sure, one, that your item hasn't got a protective coating on first of all. So I'm going to be taking this one off. like that. Let's put that over there for the moment. And also the phone covers as well, I think you'll find have a protective coating on them as well. So just be wary to remove that film, and try not obviously put your fingers all over the actual surface of the item you're going to be sublimating. So if we just do that and just lay that down there. These haven't got it on, as I said to you, and the bag is fine as well. So all I'm going to do now is literally just to get my image, which is, let's take this one first, and I'm going to literally just plonk the image, put the coaster onto our image and centralize it. And while I'm holding it, take some of that heat tape and literally position it all the way around, just to make sure that once we've centered that item on there, it's not going to move. Now I'm pretty happy there with 2 pieces on there, so that to me is okay. So I'm going to just put that back there like that. Do this, and I'm going to do the same now to all these, and I'll get back to you in a second. Right, okay then, so we just checked the press that we're up to temperature. Yes, we got 208 degrees there. It's set at 200 degrees, but we're okay. And as before, all the way around the press, it varies from 205 to 208. So we're quite happy with that. There we go, 207 there, if I just show you that. So this sublimation ink, which I'm using at the moment, will press at 200 degrees. And depending on the substrate you're actually pressing on, if it was ceramic mugs, we'll be putting it under for sort of 180 seconds, something like that. But for something like this is a metal thin plate for the iPhones, for example, we're going to be pressing these at quite heavy pressure for about 80 seconds. So I'm just going to put these under here now, and we'll have the image facing upwards, and we'll plop this down for 80 seconds, and let's just see what we end up with here. Again, I've got quite a good pressure on there now, so we're counting down now for 80 seconds, so I'll see you again in a second. Okay then, and we'll just lift that up. And let's not forget that these are actually red hot, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just going to lay these over here for a second. Just let them cool down. And we'll bring over the coasters. Now don't forget, these are a bit thicker, so we're going to have to change the weight on these. So I'm just going to lift the plate up a bit, the plantain. And again, they're both facing upwards, so let's just put that down now and drop that down for 80 seconds. So these hopefully would have maybe cooled down enough for me to at least try to remove our covers there while we're waiting. Are our lovely sublimated, I don't know if you can see this, there's our lovely glossy sublimated cover there, and there's our little one there with our little Eevee pops there, as you can see. Absolutely fantastic there. So there's 2 lovely finishes we've just achieved there on our Galaxy Heat Press. I'll put them down there for a minute, and we're nearly at the time for this popping up. As I said, depending on your heat press, depending on your inks, it's a matter of finding out the actual correct temperature. This is the first time I've actually pressed on this with the sublimation ink, so it's a test for myself as well. And the Galaxy Heat Press has actually sailed through this with no problem whatsoever. So let's lift this up again now, and we'll remove these. Again, very, very hot, so just be careful. And these will actually retain the heat a lot longer than the thin metal one, so just be careful of that. I'm going to lay them there for a second, and we'll take the picture frame now. Now the picture frame, as you can see, has got that on the back, a little clip on the back of that, so I'm just going to literally be very careful here, and I'm going to wind the tension up a bit more because that's obviously a bit thicker as well, and just, yeah, that's taken okay. What you can get is actual cushions to lay underneath. I haven't got any of them because I don't normally sublimate, but as I said to you, you're learning at the same time as I am now, because this is a brand new heat press, which I hadn't been familiar with, but it's actually doing the job extremely well. So let's pull that off there. And these are your coasters, don't forget. I'll just do that one first. Again, very, very simple to do, and they actually come out with superb photographic quality. Let me just show you that there, look. Look at that, absolutely perfect, look. you would think that was a photograph. And actually this one as well, this is Jimmy's Mini as well. So that's Jimmy with Didier Drogba there as a little memento, the Chelsea footballer. And there's Jimmy's first car, his Mini. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Well pleased with him. So as I say, it's a matter of knowing your times. The different materials do take different times. And for example, I just went on the website where I get my inks from, and for the different materials, they give you the different time scales and the pressures. So that's all I went by. It's 9 times out of 10, it's a rule of the thumb, but it's something which you're gonna have to experiment with. Now this one we've done for little baby George, because little baby George loves Lightning McQueen. So I'm going to take that over there. Now little baby George loves Lightning McQueen. Now we can't sell this item, we wouldn't try to sell this item, but little baby George, as you can see, he absolutely loves Lightning McQueen. And this is just a pure practice run, so this isn't something we would sell, but I'm just showing you the depth of the quality and the colours that these images actually transfer onto the substrate is absolutely fantastic. And look at the gloss on that, absolutely superb. Now the final one, which again is something which I've never done before, but you're learning with me. I'm going to wind the press pack down, and if you're unsure, that feels a bit light to me. So again, I'm just doing it on the fly. So I'm going to take it down a bit further. Yeah, I'd say that was probably going to be okay. So what I'm going to do here, get this under here. Now I've got this badge here, what I've got to be careful of. So I'm going to hang the badge over the back. And I'm just going to keep the heat plate on the surface there and bring that down, and hopefully we'll, yeah, we've got quite a firm pressure there. So again, it's going to be done at 80 seconds this, and let's see what this turns out like. There we go. Time is up. Let's lift that up and let's remove that. And there you can see our image has transferred onto our bag. I know it's not the full size, but I didn't have a sheet of A3 paper, but as you can see, that image is totally sublimated onto our bag, and it is absolutely fantastic. So it just goes to show that if you have a heat press, you don't necessarily have to do just t-shirts. You can actually do sublimation as well, and you can sublimate on various different types of substrates, but you do need special inks, and for that you will also need a separate printer. So you would need sublimation inks and a suitable printer as well. So let's just take a look at what we've actually done today. So there we go. There's our phone cases now with our items in place, as you can see there on the actual back of the phone cases. There's our little sublimation coasters at the back there, and our picture frame there as well. Everything's turned out absolutely lovely, and there's our sublimated graphic there, which we've just put on this holdall on the white patch. And as I say, we could have put the whole thing on the white patch, but we didn't have an A3 sheet of transfer paper. So there you go. Absolutely fantastic. The quality of them is absolutely first class, and I'm sure you'll agree that they are picture quality, and the colours are absolutely superb there. So yet again, this Galaxy Heat Press has now proved itself that it can handle sublimation and produce quality merchandise, not only t-shirts. So if you're interested at all, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get hold of and see these Galaxy Heat Presses. They're absolutely superb. I'm convinced now, as I say, I've used it on a number of occasions now, and I was always using a Stahl Hotronics, but as I say, for the price, these are absolutely fantastic. So if you're starting in the business, or even like me, you've been in the business for about 10 years, these seem like a good investment. Thanks very much. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye for now.